A few weeks ago, the auto giant Stellantis, the parent company of Jeep and Chrysler, made a shocking announcement. It was moving production of the Jeep Compass from its plant in Brampton, Ontario, across the border to Belvidere, Illinois. On the surface, this looked like a huge win for the America First agenda, a patriotic homecoming, avoiding new import tariffs, and creating American jobs. But dig just a little deeper, and this story completely flips. What if this pro-America move was actually a massive strategic blunder? And what if Canada, the supposed loser, just played a masterstroke? So why did Stellantis do it? The reason was simple: fear. Fear of the new 25% tariff on imported vehicles. Relocating to Illinois was meant to be a tactical escape, part of a multi-billion-dollar investment in the U.S. But almost immediately, the plan backfired. The market reacted badly, and Stellantis shares fell. Analysts sounded the alarm, warning that sky-high U.S. labor costs, soaring energy prices, and strict Buy American rules would wipe out any tariff savings. And they were right. Stellantis soon reported hundreds of millions in losses directly linked to the new tariffs. Their carefully built global supply chains were now tangled in red tape and extra costs. Now, while this was happening, how did Canada react? They didn't panic or lash out. They got strategic. You see, back in 2022, Stellantis had signed a deal with the Canadian government, receiving substantial financial support for electric vehicle investments. In return, they promised to maintain their Canadian footprint. So, when Stellantis tried to leave, Canadian officials simply pulled out the contract. Foreign Minister Melanie Joly sent a firm letter essentially saying, "A deal is a deal. You agreed to keep jobs and production here. Anything less is a default." Suddenly, Stellantis wasn't just dealing with tariffs. It was facing costly legal penalties and a breach of contract. Canada held them accountable not with politics, but with the power of a signed agreement. So, Stellantis was stuck. But surely moving to the US would still pay off in the long run, right? Wrong. The reality of manufacturing in America hit hard and fast. Labor costs in Illinois were 25 to 30% higher than in Ontario. Energy prices had spiked. Buy American rules forced them to rebuild their entire parts supply chain from scratch. The result? Production efficiency plummeted. U.S. plants were operating at half capacity, with thousands of unfinished vehicles sitting in lots. The relocation, meant to save money, was now costing Stellantis billions in extra expenses. They had traded a political problem for a financial disaster. Meanwhile, north of the border, Canada was adapting. While the Brampton plant faced uncertainty, the nearby city of Windsor saw a boom. Stellantis added a new shift at its Windsor plant. The government retrained and moved thousands of laid-off workers to the massive new Nexstar EV battery factory, securing their future in the electric vehicle era. Canada turned a crisis into momentum. It reinforced its image as a stable, predictable place to do business, especially compared to the tariff-fueled chaos in the U.S. Global manufacturers took note. Resilience was becoming more valuable than loud political wins. So, what's the real lesson from the Stellantis saga? This isn't just a story about cars. It's a warning about the new rules of global manufacturing. In a rush to avoid short-term political shocks, companies can make disastrous long-term decisions. Moving a factory doesn't guarantee success if you're moving into higher costs and instability. The true advantage is shifting to countries that offer stability, smart contracts, and flexibility. It's a lesson in why quiet, consistent strategy often beats loud, reactionary politics. In the end, the Stellantis move was supposed to be a symbol of American strength. Instead, it became a cautionary tale about the high cost of misplaced confidence. What do you think? Did Stellantis make a huge mistake? Let me know in the comments. If this deep dive into the real story behind the headlines opened your eyes, hit that like button and subscribe for more content that looks past the surface. Thanks for watching.